1, 2, 3. So Ian said I have to count to 3 before I start talking. So I thought I'd kind of show you backstage what we go through. Grandmaster Hafner here. You know, so many times I see parents doing things that cause bad behavior in their kids. And, you know, I don't say these things to be critical, but I try to analyze what I see and to gain some insight into what's going on, causing kids to act the way they do. And I saw a family the other day. I was sitting out in front at the cafe, and this was not a Keith Hafner's Karate family, but it was a young couple, and they had 3 kids. And they had a boy that was maybe 2 or 3, and they had a girl who was, I don't know, 4 or 5. And then there was an older girl who was, I'm going to say 7, maybe pushing 8 years old, like that range. And I think the family was out on the town. Maybe they had gone somewhere down here, and then they were going to have dinner or something. And the older girl is who I want to talk about. She was really upset and stomping her feet, and I think they had been in the coffee shop upstairs, and the family came out and they turned around and said, "Where's sis?" And she hadn't come out because she was mad. And she came out and the arms folded and stomping the feet and won't talk to anybody. And I'm sitting, 6 feet away from these people watching this little drama unfold. And the dad kind of took the younger kids off to the side just a little bit. And it was very interesting what mom began to do. She said to the girl, "Well, how about if we go to Palio's? Would you like that? And maybe after that we could get some ice cream." And the girl still has this frown. And the mom starts making other suggestions. And the word negotiation popped into my mind, that this mom is trying to negotiate the girl into good behavior. And of course the girl's got all the power now, because now it's up to her to either say yes or no. And if she just withholds her sanctioning of any of these things, she's holding the whole family hostage. And it was just awful to watch, because it is so ineffective and so runs across the grain of everything that's good for your kids. You understand that your kids need to understand that somebody's in charge, and when they're in charge, intuitively they know that something isn't right. And yet lots of parents kind of have this idea that you need to appease your kids, or you need to negotiate with them to try to find something that will please them, so that hopefully then they will act in a happy, positive way. It never ever works. And I know this mother was not trying to teach bad behavior to her daughter. She wasn't trying to reinforce and strengthen the stinky behavior that this girl was demonstrating. But that's exactly what she was doing. So don't negotiate. And if you sort of analyze the conversations you have with your kids, maybe you'll find places where you slip into that a little bit. And if you go as far as this family has gone, I think it's pretty tough to get out of it by the time it goes that far. Not impossible, but pretty tough. But I think it's not that extreme in most households. And if you catch yourself doing that, I think you want to try to reverse that trend as best you can. When I was a kid, my parents were very comfortable telling us to do something. And if we said, why? Because we're the parents, because we said so, that was adequate. That answer worked. And as a kid, maybe I didn't even like what was being said, but I was always safe knowing that somebody who knew that what they were doing was at the wheel. And that position where a kid is in charge of what happens to the family and can manipulate everybody by bad behavior, that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So look around and watch what happens when you see other families, and listen to the conversations that you have in your own household. I think you'll find that it's pretty instructive.